Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this black gorgeous woman who actually got a friend. What they do is they help everybody, black people, fund people's businesses, not just only black people, Asians, Hispanics, the rest of all of them, 60% black, 40% others, right? And you all know that, most people, like, if you go to, like, Asians only want to employ or want to fund people that are also from their own community, the same thing as Hispanic and all that. But most time, black people don't even look at all this. It's just all about that inclusiveness, like everybody's all included, right? And still, they are fighting all they can, like doing everything to make sure that black people do not have the opportunity, like they do not want, what black people are fighting for is nothing but like equality, because you all can see that there is nothing like equality in United States, and they have been fighting for this for like from the onset to this very moment. It's not stopping and all that. And now all they are fighting right now is to make sure that black people do not have anything, because they know the power black people hold together, and they are very scared because they feel like in the end we are gonna be the minority, and they are gonna be like, because I really heard something a woman said. She was like, black people are treating us like the minority, so which means they know that there is a certain way they treat black people and all that. And they don't, you all know how great black people, great black women are doing amazingly well, one of the most educated all over and all that. And black people are standing up and working together to fighting to make things all work out and that. But no, they are trying all they can to make it to make sure that black people do not shine. I am gonna roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you're all thinking in the comment section. So straight up, let's go do it together.
Straight facts, no chaser. Watch this video, and I'll be right back.
Escalating fight over diversity in business. It involves the Fearless Fund, which is the first venture capital fund built by women of color for women of color. According to the fund, just 0.39% of venture capital funding goes to businesses started by women of color. The Fearless Fund was founded in 2019 to help close that gap by providing funding and support to black female founders.
And now it's facing a lawsuit by the American Alliance for Equal Rights. That's a group founded by the conservative activist who was behind the effort to end affirmative action in college admissions. Now, this suit alleges that the fund's Fearless Strivers Grant Contest is, quote, their words, a racially discriminatory program that blatantly violates the Civil Rights Act's guarantee of race neutrality because its $20,000 grant prizes are only open to black women. We are joined now by Fearless Fund co-founder and CEO. Her name is Ariane Simone. This is her first interview since the lawsuit was filed against her company. Good morning to you, Ariane Simone. Good to have you here at the table.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So what was your first thought when you heard that you and your partners were being sued?
My initial thought, I didn't think that this was real, but once I realized that it was, I was aware that it was definitely an attack to dismantle and address our economic freedom as people of color. But I knew the moment it happened that we would continue to do the amazing work that we do.
You didn't think it was real? What did you think it was? What did you think?
When the emails came through, I honestly thought it was ChatGPT.
You did?
Yeah.
You thought maybe you were being punked somehow.
Yes.
So now that you know that it is real, what's your response? What are you all planning to do?
Oh, our response is simple. We plan to continue to do the work that we do for women of color. As you stated before, women of color are the most founded entrepreneurial demographic. They are just the least funded.
Why do you think that is? I mean, when I read the number, Ariane, I thought I was reading it wrong because the number was so low, less than 1%.
Yes, fraction of a percent.
Yes.
I think even beyond racism and sexism, there is something called proximity. The investors in the venture capital field, 92% of them are white male. real. I'm a strong believer that if we can diversify the investors, we can diversify the investments.
Now, we mentioned that number, 0.39%, and some may listen and say, well, that's something. But according to the fund, in 2022, capital firms deployed $288 billion. So that fraction of 1%, it doesn't make sense when it comes to black women being funded. I never really understood how someone who had a head start in the race would look at those behind them and try to trip them up. What is your message to those that are looking to trip you up?
Oh, our message is clear. Our corporate partners stand by us. MasterCard, Bank of America, Ally Bank, JP Morgan Chase, and many others.
What have you heard from them?
Oh, we've been in touch with all of our investors. They stand by their DEI programs. They stand by their commitments that they've made post-George Floyd to the black community. They are in agreement with the work that they have done and the work they are doing with us.
Arian, what do you, however admirable what do you say to people who say, look, however admirable your goal, however necessary the work you're doing, the law is just not on your side. The law says racial discrimination is bad in all contexts.
And then people argue it still is not fair.
Well, it's definitely, I would say, unfortunate that things can be twisted. I can't get into the details of the lawsuit, but what I can say that certain laws were definitely put in place to offer economic freedom for people of color, and somehow things can be getting misconstrued.
What are you hearing? Oh, go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to say that the part of the reason why this conservative activist Edward Bloom is pursuing this is because he just won this big affirmative action case in which he got a ruling from the Chief Justice, written by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, in which he says eliminating racial discrimination means eliminating all of it. This kind of program that you have, quote, demeans the dignity and worth of a person to be judged by ancestry instead of merit.
Well, the problem is this program wouldn't even exist if there wasn't a need for it. The reason why the program exists is due to the racial disparities that exist in venture capital.
What are you hearing, or what have you done for the businesses? What do the businesses say that you've invested in so far? Because, Arian, when I heard $20,000, I went, well, that may not seem like a lot of money, but it can be a game changer, can it not, for some of these female businesses? Yes.
Most definitely. At our foundation, we have awarded over 356 grants, sizes between $10,000 and $20,000. And yes, that's definitely a game changer. It helps with cash flow management, it helps with product creation, it can launch job creation, and much more. But in addition to our grants, we are also investors at our Fearless Fund, our investment vehicle. We have deployed over $26.5 million, invested in 41 companies. Average check size is between $500,000 and $1.2 million. Most definitely, this capital is making an impact.
Too bad you're not prepared with the receipts. What your company
She
does.
got the receipts, Gail.
Yeah, I see.
And it's
more than just black women, isn't
Yeah.
it?
That is correct.
More
We
than
invest
just
in
black
women of color. So we have Latina founders, Asian founders, yes.
And it's not just financial assistance. There's also tools that you give. So what advice do you give to women of color that are thinking about taking that leap? Because that jump can be scary,
yes,
especially if you don't know where you're going to land.
Most definitely. It's not just a lack of access to capital. It's a lack of access to resources and the ecosystem as a whole. And we have our annual Pe0ple event that takes place on August 18th in Atlanta, Georgia, our Fearless Venture Capital Summit. And there we educate over 2,000 women of color co-founders on how to grow and scale their business.
Is there a part of you that's worried about the lawsuit? Because listen, I don't care who you are. You hear the word lawsuit and it does give you pause.
And it's expensive to fight a lawsuit.
Yes, yes.
Most definitely, which is why we are definitely getting the support of others through fearlessfreedomnow.org. People can join the fight with us. But am I scared? No, I am fearless.
Ooh.
Yeah, you clearly are going to fight this lawsuit. You're going to win this lawsuit?
Oh, most definitely.
All right. Arian Simone, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
So they're using what we fought for to be able to have opportunities to even be able to attempt to have equality in this country after hundreds of years of being left out. Hundreds of years where there being laws that said black people couldn't have. They talk about affirmative action of 50 years saying that we're trying to bridge the wealth gap, which white women got most of. And still, they're coming after black people. Black women in this particular case, they know that these women are doing exceptional and they don't want black people to rise. They went after black women. They're coming after all of us. If we don't stand up, then we deserve what we get. It's time to fight. I got a part 2 to kind of give us an understanding on how to do that. I speak facts, straight facts, no chaser. Fuck your feelings. Straight facts, no chaser. This is part 2. My brothers and sisters, if you watched the first video, you understand that racist white America is at war with black people. They do not want us to rise. They fear it. And if you know our history, they're fearful because of how brilliant we are, not because of how inferior we are. So they're going after our sister at Fearless Fund, the fund that's helping black women rise economically, albeit some of those dollars are coming from rich white people into this fund, but it's helping black women, Latin women, Asian women, women of color, right? And you know how I feel about that. I don't like it. Why? Because, first of all, you're making these rich white people even richer. Second of all, you're splitting the pie up. And I'm going to go live later on today. It is, 8:14. It is now 3:42 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be going live around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to discuss why I don't like it being the way it is. Quick hint, Latin, Asian, Jewish firms only invest in Latin, Asian, and Jewish people. Not all of them. A lot of them do. They don't invest in anything else. So in order to be going after black people, they're setting the example. They can go after you too. The reality is that if you look at these firms, which we'll go over during the live, you'll see in their portfolio or even in their verbiage, they don't invest in black people. They don't invest in any other culture than their own. And if you look at white organizations, they invest 90%, over 90% into white people, and they only reserve like 8%. These black VC firms invest 60% into black and 40% into all other cultures. White firms, 90% into white, 92 to be exact, around that area, 92 into white. And then the rest, 8% is split up amongst black, who gets less than 1, Asian, who gets like 3 or 4, right? Hispanic, who gets like 2 or 3, or 2, I think, right? And then others that's left over in the difference. We need to fight them like they're fighting us. So I'll be having a Zoom on the 17th, this Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to discuss how we defeat this. We need to talk about it. We need to have a strategy, because trust and believe, what's going on in America right now didn't just happen. It's not happenstance. It is not a coincidence that as soon as the courts are saying affirmative action's not a thing anymore, basically when it talks about schooling, and them trying to get books out of schools and stuff like that in Florida and Texas, and then Florida gets rid of AP, African American history. Now Texas is doing it. These right here are just the templates. They're creating a template on how to do it in every state. That's how the Daughters of the Confederacy did it. It is how the Moms of Liberty are doing it now, along with all these different people. How is it these organizations get created, and how do they get a stronghold in our community and society? Money, power. There's no other way. So here's the thing. We have to start fighting back. We need a strategy. In these meetings, we're going to discuss these strategies in which we can come up with. We don't have one full out right now. We need you guys to come with it. We need to use our brain power to come together and create a solution. None of this bullshit allowing people to teach our history wrong, to be able to tell us that we can't invest in one another and shit like that is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And I think we should fight it. If we don't, we deserve everything we get. Once again, this starts this Thursday, 8/17/2023 at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to that link, that clickable link in my portfolio, TikTok portfolio, my page. Click that, the very top, it'll say TOTS, TOTS. It stands for Tired of Their Shit. It's time to strategize, not just talk. Okay? So see you there. I speak facts. Straight facts, no chaser. Fuck your feelings.
So this is all I got from this video, and I don't even know why I brought this video, but I think people should really, we really need to say this, you know. And you all know how they struck out affirmative action because they think black people are benefiting from it. You all know that anything they feel like, or when they feel like maybe black people are gonna benefit from or are benefiting from something like this, when they are actually not even sure who is benefiting most, because if they really sat down and did their research very well, they definitely will know that black women were not the ones benefiting more from affirmative action, that their women were, color women were the ones benefiting from it. And now look at now this woman, I mean, they are doing business where they help other people, like, you know, other colored people to like invest, do their businesses and all of that. And they are also looking for a way to shut it down. When you look at it, it is even 60% black people and 40% goes to other Hispanic, Asians and all that. I mean, it's really amazing how black people always look out for other people. I mean, it tells a lot. I don't know if you understand what I am saying. Not just from fighting for other people's right, civil rights and all that. I mean, they have always been looking out for other people of color, but I don't think it's like, you know, they do the same thing for black people. And when you look at, like, you know, like this man explained that when you see a colored person, all they want to do is to like invest more in their own people, like, you know, 92% of their own people. Even Hispanic also want to, like, you know, probably employ mostly Hispanics and all that. I mean, rarely you see black people. Even when they say black people, they are like, no, we don't want to work with black people and the rest of it. But then black people always break down odds, like, you know, inclusive and all that. They try out as much as they can to bring everybody into things that they know that will benefit them. And that is something I applaud, like, you know, about them. But then I think there is also a limit to what we can do, because, like, you know, if people you are fighting for aren't even being there for you, sometimes you're just gonna, like, you know, man, let them go, man, let me just focus in my own people and the rest of it. But then it is life. Sometimes you don't, like, you know, you overlook some certain things just to make things, like, you know, keep moving and the rest of it. And you all know that a fight on black women is more like a fight on black community, because they think that black women are one of the most educated, like if you check it in United States and all that, I mean, the most educated, right? So when they are trying to fight them because they do not want them to excel, because they do not want them to succeed, because they do not want, they actually know the power we hold together. They know the power. And they are trying as much as they can to make sure that they are still, like, you know, on top and all that. That is exactly what they are trying to do. And like I keep saying, trust me, these people really know what they are doing. If you ask me, they know for sure what they are doing. And there was a video that I showed on Cimnanya, and to tell you that they know that how they treat black people, they know that they have not been nice in, like, you know, they have not been treating black people nicely. A white woman actually said that, why are black people treating us like we are a minority group? I was like, whoa, are you for real? So you know that there is a way colored people treat black people and other minority groups. I mean, that really tells a lot. And they are so scared. That's why they are trying all they can to make sure that, you know, black people do not rise. But then you cannot stop the sun from shining. And that is on period. This is where I am going to draw the curtain. And I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you. Thank you so much. And see you all in my next video. Bye for now.